Hey, it's Melissa's back with another video. I just did a video and I wanted to do another one because I felt like this video I can go a little bit more in depth, be a little less stiff, whatever. um, so this video is actually going to be about the importance of tapping into your children's gifts, why it's important. And I was moved to do this video because I had a epiphany. I often have these epiphanies pretty often when it comes to my kids. I have two kids. I have a 18-year-old and a 5-year-old who's getting ready to be 6. She's on the spectrum. She has autism spectrum disorder, which I'll probably start. I feel like I should do more videos about that, about my journey with her and what it's taught me, but not today. I just kind of wanted to give like a little background of that because I've been doing a lot of videos about thinking and assessing how we learn and how we process emotion, and I feel like that's so important if you're a parent, or even just a teacher, or care for children, or have nieces and nephews and grandkids. Like, I feel like self-assessment is so important because it helps you understand not just yourself, but it helps you to understand other people better. But when it comes to children, I feel like it's so important to kind of like just watch them, like just watch your kids, watch these little brains, how they understand and how they form ideas and how they get excited when they're passionate about something or they find out they're good at something. And I think that's the most phenomenal part about being a parent, when you're really like active in your children's lives and you really want to know how to curate this being into something productive, someone that is sure of themselves, someone that can add value to society. And so being that I have the 18-year-old, I came across, I always come across videos, or not videos, posts on Facebook, because I've been on Facebook like since it started. So my memories go back like, 13 years or so. And like I said, my son is 18, so you can imagine how many posts I come across where I'm like bragging about him, and I still do. Um, but just looking back on those things, it was just bittersweet. Like today, I came across the video where I was talking about how I came from a parent-teacher conference, and he was in the 3rd grade reading at a 5th grade reading level, and his math scores were like so phenomenal, 90s and everything. And I never missed an opportunity to brag about him online, but also not just brag about him online because he wasn't reading my Facebook majority of the time. He did have his little Facebook phase, but for the most part, it was just for my friends and family to see. But congratulating him in real life, I feel like, is what really kind of catapulted him into tapping into his gifts. When he was very young, I would always, I labeled him a genius. I used to always call him a genius. I would just say, wow, you're so brilliant. You're such a talented artist. You're so amazing. Like I always used to say these things, and I still do. And it's just so incredible, I think, to just watch him grow up into this adult. Like, well, he's an adult, almost an adult now. He's 18. He's not like an adult. But all of those gifts that I identified early, very early in his life is what he is like. He's like, um, I'm finding a loss for words here, but he's pretty much just really excelling in those areas, for lack of a better word. He's excelling in those areas, and I can't take, while won't take all of the credit for, just encouraging him, because those are his own gifts and his own capabilities and talents. I do want to, however, pat myself on the back, and for the sake of this video, encourage you to pat yourself on the back from now and into the future, of tapping in early. And early, if your child is not 45 years old, anytime is never too late. But tapping in and seeing, like, what sets this child on fire? What makes them, walk around with their chest poked out and their head held high? What does it for them? And for my son, it was art. I remembered him just scribbling things and being very young, like probably maybe 2 or 3 years old, and I was hanging it up on the refrigerator. I'm like, wow, this is like the best picture I've ever seen. Is it an elephant? And it was like, no, mommy, that's you. So it's like, even if I couldn't identify what the figure was, I was still like so proud. And now, I mean, I don't have any of his artwork, which I probably could insert at the end of the video, some of his artwork, but he's really good. And like with math, I mean, he's like past me educationally, as far as like math is concerned. Like, that's one of my like weakest subjects of all time, is math. And this dude is doing like geometry, college level math, and he's like in senior year of high school. The geometry and calculus and all of that other stuff. And I'm just like so amazed. I think I stopped helping him with his homework probably 3rd grade, like maybe even 2nd grade. Like I was just, at that point, I was just like, look, looks like you got it from here. And I really think that it's important for parents, and I know I went on to a long rant with my son, but I'm hoping that it encourages people, to start off very young with your children, of tapping in. Maybe they have an ear for music, or they have a gift with words, how they can, some children, like my daughter, she's like, I don't know, I want to say she's like a freaking genius too, because she can like memorize entire songs and type them up, but she won't write. She can only, she will only, I won't say can't, but she will only type. But when this little girl types, she's typing paragraphs, and like I said, she's 5. She's typing paragraphs, she's doing her own Google searches. She has a really great ear for music, and I need to get on the ball with that, with like getting her like some type of music instructor, because she's really like, it's amazing how gifted she is with music and numbers and words. So I just want to encourage you, to congratulate your children. Never miss the opportunity to tell them how proud you are of them. Never miss the opportunity to let them know that you see them, that you see their value. Never miss the opportunity to encourage them, to push themselves, and to know that just because they're talented and gifted in some areas doesn't mean that they're going to be talented and gifted in every area. And there's going to be some things that they may have to push themselves a little harder to do, but it doesn't mean that they won't get it. It's just some things may be a little bit easier for them. But I also want to encourage you, as a parent, or as a caregiver, or as a teacher, or however you're approaching this video and this information, to assess yourself, to take, ownership of figuring out what your gifts are and your talents are, because it's a lot easier sometimes for us to notice gifts and talents in other people. But the better you know yourself, the better you will be able to identify and push someone else that may need your help with getting to the next level. And yeah, it's important. I believe in affirmations. I haven't really done it with my son as far as like having him affirm himself, which I've been working on because he's just a different child from my daughter. But my daughter, like, she loves affirmations. So I constantly, have her look in the mirror and tell herself how brilliant she is, how smart she is, how capable and able and strong and, healed and blessed and all those things. I put that into her head just so that my voice eventually becomes her own. And now she says it without me even having to prompt her, which is great. And yeah, so it's important to encourage your kids. It's important to tap into those things before they even know what tapping into it is, because it's going to help them with their learning style. It's going to help them, excel and succeed in life. Because how many of us now in our adult years are still trying to find our purpose, still trying to find, what it is that we could be good at, or what could we be doing to make us money, or whatever the case may be. And most of the time it's because no one really, really spoke life into us. No one really put that effort into us and said, you know what, you're talented in this. You should really, really go into such and such. And to me, that is even more of a reason to pour that into someone, to the next generation. Because once that next generation becomes so empowered and with their belief in themselves and the things that they can achieve, there's no telling, where it can take us into the future. So I'm just going to end that video here. I hope you found it informative. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what ways that you tap into your child's gifts. How would you like to do that? Could probably set up a session for you to talk with me and discuss different strategies that you can use to do that. And it works, believe me. Like, my son is constantly getting college acceptances, like, at least once a month. We're probably waiting on the last 2 now. But yeah, it's important. And I've seen it work, just having a child that's 18, and then, almost finished with high school, and now having a child that's in kindergarten and having to do it all over again. But with this knowledge that I have as far as like what works, even though my children are completely different, I'm pretty sure that I can use that knowledge that I gained with my son as far as like seeing it work, seeing things, materialize and become tangible gifts. I can use that to help my daughter and to help other people. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video. Y'all know I got to go to the gym. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye.